Hello dear traders, petar.jacimovic here from vikinganalysis.com. I want to just update about the Australian dollar, US dollar. I'm still holding the position there, and I'm basically expecting upward price there. The price is really near the same entry, so I'm still holding the long position. The 5% risk is still there. And we'll try to take 90 pips on this currency, on the Australian dollar, US dollar. Anyway, today I wanted to post my let's say the intraday entry, or something like scalp to intraday entry, and I want to share with you the strategy from basically my friend NVP. He working for many years, basically doing with the indexes, and this is as you see, the coleration, the indicator which measures the indexes of the major currency pairs. And in this example, I use the 4 hour, 1 hour, and 5 minute time frame, which is also the Captain Currency using basically in his free DAX system trading. But basically this is combination of multi-time frame analysis, and what is very important and why I wanted to share this with you is this measures the volatility, and I'm always interested in volatility and activity basically. So when I say this, I mean for example, this is the 4 hour time frame, this is the 1 hour time frame, and this is a 5 minute time frame. Okay, so now every color here representing the currency pair. As you see here, you have the colors and what they represent, which currency pair. So far today, from the long session, and so far right now, the strongest currency from the major currency pairs is absolutely GBP. Okay, GBP got very strong demand today, and you see in the index as well. This is the on the 4 hour time frame. Basically it's a 4 hour time frame, so in the past few days the GBP is dominating comparing to other currencies. We go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that today again the GBP is dominating. As you see from the starting of the long session, we see the strong upward and rising index. Okay, and if we go to 5 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, we see that there is absolutely dominating British pound. So now we know what's the currency pair which is pretty much dominating on the market. Now I want to trade this currency pair. Okay, so this is how the system works. You basically want to find strongest currency and then try to find the best opportunity versus some other weak currencies. So for example, on the 4 hour time frame, we got pound strong. We have so far Australian the weakest, but Australian's picking up. Anyway, we got, this is the green one is the dollar, and the dollar is below the zero, which means that this is a weak currency. Everything below zero basically represents a weak currency. So by the way, this is a 60 period, 60 average. I use on all frames. In indicator, I use the 60 moving average. Okay, to watch this index color relation indicator. So now I found the USD. Since I'm interested to trade that British pound USD, I found that there is a weakness here, and the dollar is weak and the pound is strongest. Okay, if we go to 1 hour, pound is the strongest, dollar is below the zero. As you see, it went higher, did some contraction here, and then back below zero on the 1 hour time frame. And if you go to the 5 minute time frame, which is this one, you will see that dollar is basically trading touching just zero. Okay, it was down here and I'm expecting again the strongest. You see it's very strong British pound, and this formation is like sideways formation, consolidation, which is also, you can see here the consolidation, some ABC forms, small ABC on the 5 minutes. So what we got here, we got the strongest currency pair, British pound, in the dollar here, which is the weak currency pair. It's not the weakest, okay, but since I trade them, I like to trade the pound USD. It is also bearish on all frames, and the index is bearish and below zero on all frames. And it's not just bearish, it's important that it's picking up. I mean, it's picking down. You see here we got some consolidation on the 1 hour and price went lower. This is on the 4 hour already lower, and this on the 5 minutes is actually basically below the zero, and you know, very close to the zero area. So you want to catch, and this is for me sign that correction, which is this one, and on the dollar. And since we already have the British pound, the strongest, very much strongest, it's very good to try and buy. Of course, the price action showed that the stop loss around 1.3210 is the best stop loss area, because if the price go lower, it better be out. Okay, so this is a very simple and effective. It measures basically the activity on the currency pair. It measures, this is an index for every currency pair. You can put any time frame and observe multi-frames, and you can play also with this moving average inside of the indicator. It's right now on the 60 period, but you can put in any 20, 30, 40, whatever you want. You can play with that. 60 is a fine and decent, because 60 is also very good for intraday trading, and this is why I use the 60 here. Again, more about this system and technique, you can visit also the MVP. He's the member of the Forex Factory and also Trade to Win, and you can find plenty of examples there and explanations. And for sure, my advice is to pay attention on this. This is a very good for intraday trading. Basically, I also combine this with my volume analysis and with Elliott wave analysis, and basically this the major concept of the corrective phases. And if you use this one, this is the very strong. By now I can see, for example, that on the shorter frame the weakest currency is the euro. It's absolutely the euro. Watch the 1 hour time frame, the blue line here, 5 minutes, so very weak. 4 hour, basically it's not the weakest so far. The weakest is Australian, but Australia is picking up, and this is very good for also my entry on the short-term perspective. But again, watching the intraday setup, I really like to buy the British pound USD, and I bought at this point after, in my opinion, this corrective phase finished, because the point of this in this system is basically the very simple, to trade the best and the strongest currency pair. And you can do this every day and try to find what is the strongest currency pair, and then try to find some optimum currencies versus this strongest currency pair. And I explained to you why I took the pound USD, because it's really picking here. It's touching you know, near the zero. It's below the 0 and 4 hour, so it's a very good. If you go to the 1 hour time frame, it went higher here on the Asia session, then went lower from the London session. So this is like something which is suggesting me it's very good area to watch. This is a very good sign of the dollar is weak, basically. And on the 5 minutes, the price is also near 0 point, the zero level, and it's still below the zero, and the strongest is the pound, as like on all frames. So basically, let's say you don't always so I know that some traders who trade the colorations as well, they always trying to pick up the weakest currency, trade with the strongest. I mean, in theory that is good, okay, but in the reality, that is, if you trade, for example, this one, and this was a Canadian dollar here, and you see, for example, in this moment, the strongest was GBP and the weakest was Canadian. So if you want to buy GBP versus Canadian, since Canadian is weak and pound is strongest, you see where is this index here? So it's far away from the zero, and there is a risk that this currency will go into corrective phase. You know, we don't know when, but there is a possibility much higher than, for example, if you trade the currency which is starting to picking in this example downward on the 1 hour and the 5 minutes, 5-minute time frame. Okay, so this is the why. In this moment, if you traded, for example, pound versus Canadian, and you watch the 1 hour, you see that this currency basically went too far. You know, in my opinion, this was the strongest, this was the weakest in this particular area here. And if you're trying to buy pound Canadian, you see the Canadian starting to pick up while the pound went lower. So basically you will lose the money if you trade like this. So you don't necessarily watch the and it's not even I don't advise you to do this, basically, because again, you want to trade the strongest for sure. You want to trade the strongest at the moment currency pair, and try to find the best, the most optimum second currency, okay, to benefit from this strength on your major your best currency pair, so the highest liquid and the most and the strongest currency pair. So in this example, again, I didn't want to particularly this Euro GBP. It seems like GBP went very strong lower, but to trade now, it's not a good idea. Okay, why it's not good idea? It's not a good idea because you can trade, but you need a corrective phase to finish. You see that, for example, the euro is picking up here. It's far also away from its the pair, which is the, you see here, it's far away from the zero, and you can go into the correction, and then price can, of course, later continue with this, and the euro GBP can go lower. Let's say on the 5-minute, but you need to wait corrective phase. In this is a classic example of my view and how I like to trade, since I'm observing basically the coloration from time to time since the MEP started basically his thread on the Trade to Win forum. But this multi-frame analysis is very good for the intraday trading, and it's really not hard also to trade. You just need practice on this one, as like on everything else. You combine your price action. I didn't put volume here, but I also have the volume on my second screen, and I observe the volume reaction to see if we see some climatic actions, some testings on the 5-minute. Okay, so there is a this, for example, is a test. These are test bars here for sure. If we add the volume here, so we have successful test of supply and so on. We have the finished ABC potential. So price action confirming that this can go another 20, 50, 60 pips higher, depend on the price action. The indexes confirming strength on British pound today, and that weakness on the dollar as well. From the other side, the dollar also start to pick up lower, start to go lower. So we may expect stronger pound dollar till end of the day probably. So my risk here is below these swing lows, so 20 pips basically, and I will try to take 40-60 pips. I usually like to go 1-to-1 free ratio, but I will follow the price action, follow the progress, and move my stop loss. according to the price action, on that way secure position. So this is the one video where I wanted to show you also. By the way, this indicator is free, and you can try it for yourself, but this is a very good technique and system to keep you on the momentum currencies and to keep you on the right track. Okay, with the proper practice and education in this field, basically combining with price action. So it's not important only to watch basically just indexes for itself. Okay, this is important, but the key also is the price action needs to confirm this and to confirm your view that you're in the good way. So you need also the price action to put a stop loss, to define the targets, and so on and so on. So price action combining with coloration indicator and indicator which showing the indexes on the all major currency pairs, this will keep you on the right track, because every day whenever you start day, you open chart and you see what's going on, what's the strongest currency, what's the weakest currency, what we may see, do we have any potential good setups, or and for example today when I wanted to see this indicator today, for example, I found the British pound very strong, also in the 4 hour in the past few days. I found that the 1 hour today, this is by far the strongest currency pair, absolutely dominating today. And what else you can see? You can basically see the dollar is starting to go weak here on the 1 hour, and the 4 hour it's already weak, and the 5 minutes I basically triggered because this is an intraday setup. So I waited this and I watched carefully the price action. Once I saw that this is near the zero, this may be a potential end of the corrective phase on the dollar index. I saw the pound USD as well, the corrective phase here, and that's the reason why I bought. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I helped you. I really like the concept, because it's generally what I like. It's the volatility. It's measured the volatility of the currency pair. I like to trade the volatility, and everything which is together with volatility and activity I really like. So I use the volume analysis. The coloration is also very, very powerful if you know how to use properly, basically, and combine with the price action. Also the multi-time frame analysis is maybe the key in this type of analysis, because you must know, you must trade with the, let's call that, trend, and you must be very sure that you pick the right currency and you pick the very, very strong currency when you trade. Okay, so that will all for this video. Feel free to subscribe my YouTube channel if you like my analysis. Also, again, if you like this concept, which in my opinion is very powerful, especially for intraday trading, if you like this concept, then basically visit the MVP thread on the Forex Factory and the trade to win basically.com. You will find it's it's best thread there for a long time, and it's best thread for the reason, basically, because this concept is really, really powerful, with the proper money management, proper risk control, and every day you can basically find some good opportunities. If there, of course, there are some days when there is no big, the currencies are basically in the conjunction and there is no big strong currencies, so you can absolutely know when to skip your trading. And if you don't see anything big, anything strong on the market, then it's not good time to intraday trade. Today it is a good, basically. And who started to buy the pound? The pound was good, basically. The pound was good to buy here, absolutely. This was the good area to buy the pound, and who bought at this point with a stop loss of like 15-16 pips. He's already in plus like 45 pips, but this is a second time potential entry here after this corrective phase. second entry for the potential higher price. So if you missed this one, which was also very good because the dollar was also start to go lower in 1 hour, 4 hours was pretty same like this, and the first entry was here, and the second entry in my opinion is around this point. We broke this small base on the 5 minutes, some ABC, and also the dollar index is near the zero and starting to back lower here. Hope you enjoyed. Wish you good trading and have a nice day.